You can take a guy like Canelo. This guy can do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Floyd Mayweather has once again shaken up the boxing world, calling out Terence Crawford right after Canelo Alvarez's latest fight. Known for his flawless record and unshakable confidence, Mayweather made it clear he's willing to step back into the ring for another blockbuster showdown. Fans and analysts are buzzing at the possibility of Mayweather taking on Crawford, one of boxing's most dangerous pound-for-pound fighters, adding a new wave of excitement and speculation to the sport.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7, 10-9 rounds clear and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence "Bud" Crawford preserved his unbeaten streak by defeating Canelo Alvarez via unanimous decision, becoming the undisputed super middleweight champion. The fight, held on September 13, 2025 at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, was one of the year's most anticipated clashes. Moving up 2 weight classes, Crawford entered with confidence and executed brilliantly. Despite Canelo's size and power, Crawford dictated the pace with sharp footwork, precise combinations, and tactical mastery.
What did you think? What did you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I loved the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was going to go. I didn't think the weight was going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record as saying I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen, and I knew we would have known after the first, second, or third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Bud was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, right? He's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease.
Right.
You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was, Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
Mayweather put his money where his mouth was, betting $50,000 on Crawford to beat Alvarez as a plus 148 underdog. When Crawford secured the unanimous decision, Mayweather's confidence paid off with a $124,000 return. Beyond the money, the bet highlighted Mayweather's deep trust in Crawford's abilities and his sharp eye for boxing dynamics.
Check this out, guys. Floyd Money Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather 74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're going to hear from Crawford. And I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather, bet on Crawford and make some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rivals. So I don't expect anything different.
After the fight, Mayweather declared Crawford the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He praised Crawford's skill, discipline, and dominance across multiple divisions, stressing that true greatness isn't just about winning titles, it's about consistently proving superiority against elite opponents. In Mayweather's eyes, Crawford has done exactly that.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number.
Crawford, for his part, has long admired Mayweather, not just his ring skills, but how he managed his career and legacy. Over the years, that respect turned into a genuine bond. Crawford has taken Mayweather's advice to heart, applying it in his own journey. Their relationship reflects a deeper connection built on ambition, greatness, and an understanding of what it takes to stay at the top.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. I always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd,
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
In a surprising press conference moment, Canelo admitted, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." The comment raised eyebrows, especially since Canelo suffered his first career loss to Mayweather back in 2013. Crawford's performance against Canelo showcased blistering hand speed, flawless footwork, and sharp tactical precision, nullifying Canelo's power despite moving up 2 weight classes.
It's with Fight Hub TV right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because, imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, Champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, quickly responded. He argued that Canelo's statement was a way to make his recent loss look better, emphasizing that Canelo lost to Floyd in his prime. Jeff also challenged comparisons, insisting that while Crawford is great, Floyd's defensive mastery remains unmatched.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo at that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other 2 judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him into deep waters. So
yeah. What was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23? 25?
yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah,
to a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people.
How you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
Want
to make himself look like he did something great.
Trainer Greg Hackett also weighed in, saying Mayweather is still the superior fighter. While he acknowledged Crawford's impressive win, Hackett pointed out that Floyd's ring IQ and defensive genius set him apart, along with his undefeated record across multiple divisions.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter, Jay?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great to me.
Promoter Eddie Hearn echoed those sentiments, dismissing Canelo's claim. He argued that Crawford's resume doesn't yet match Mayweather's, noting that many of Crawford's opponents were past their prime. While praising Crawford's victory, Hearn insisted Mayweather's legacy is built on a deeper pool of elite wins.
Fight. Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. But I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault. His resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now, Ricky Burns is a great fighter. He's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. Even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Gamboa, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying to get a finish?
Carmel Moughton reinforced the GOAT argument, stating Mayweather's perfection, his undefeated record, defensive brilliance, and dominance across divisions sets him in a league of his own. He praised Crawford but stressed that greatness isn't about one fight, it's about sustained excellence over an entire career.
Where do you sit with this? Because two pound-for-pound greats of this era, Canelo, we see the resume, Crawford, 2-time undisputed, potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. We've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size. If not, Crawford like a little bigger.
Taller, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. So, really just we're going to see tomorrow, how it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like will win. I feel like it's even playing fields, and, both guys coming ready, so we're just going to have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard because obviously you've been with Floyd and a lot of people saying Floyd is the greatest, but does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonard's, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. You know, of course, nobody will ever. I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
Crawford addressed the comparisons head-on, saying every era has its own greats. He sees himself as the best of his time, just as Mayweather was in his, and believes the direct comparisons are unnecessary. His trainer Brian Bomac McIntyre added that Crawford will take time to rest after such a demanding fight before considering his next move.
You know what? We're going to get back in the gym. And we're going to assess that. And, you know, right now I just want him to go on vacation, have some fun, spend time with his family, man, because we trained for like probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home.
And what for you?
Yeah.
Damn. And for you?
Hey, this is thing.
Appreciate you.
What you saying about training a half a year?
We trained almost a half a year for that fight. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so sharp. You know, everybody.
Bernie the boxer, a close ally of Crawford, voiced frustration at the judges' scoring. Although Crawford won unanimously, Bernie felt the cards didn't fully reflect his dominance. He argued that Crawford controlled the pace, showcased better fundamentals, and clearly outworked Canelo, but wasn't rewarded enough on the scorecards.
This is the second time he destroyed every myth. Can he take a punch? Is he strong? Is this guy too strong? Man, he did everything. He did everything, didn't he? Stood and fought with him. See how he
was in the pocket. Was in the pocket.
Turned him. Did everything. Talking about he too strong. Turned him a couple times. Pushed him. Crawford the best, man.
Mayweather brings a unique perspective, having beaten an undefeated young Canelo back in 2013. That victory remains a highlight of his career, showcasing his defensive brilliance. Now, years later, Floyd is turning his attention to Crawford, signaling that he still considers himself capable of sharing the ring with today's best.
When you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young. Yeah. And he was like, that was when he was
he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you were only 23?
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him because, you know, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23. So imagine that. But, you know, he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter. But I learned.
Do you think Floyd Mayweather calling out Terence Crawford could set the stage for one of the biggest fights in history? Or should Money stay retired and let Crawford carry the torch? Share your thoughts in the comments below.